Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Alioto. I am the mayor of San Francisco, and my goal today in this speech is to talk about domestic policy. During this time of racial turbulence, we need to keep the peace. I feel in this time we need improvement on social and economic conditions. The domestic policy I go for is a policy that allows people to have a voice, such as minorities being able to find jobs. I have always been the type who wants to help people any way possible. I am always willing to take a chance to make this nation great. I also contribute to civic, educational, and economic developmental projects. Throughout this speech, I will be talking about some great programs that came into place thanks to President Johnson. Johnson was left with a big responsibility after Kennedy's assassination. Johnson wanted to prove that he was capable of being president. That gave him the idea to start the Great Society. His main focus was the two biggest groups that needed the help most, which is the poor and the elderly. Another key factor that Johnson wanted to focus on was education and housing. Although not every American was happy with the plan that Johnson had in mind, Johnson wanted to keep these programs to stay intact as long as they could. A few programs like Medicaid and Medicare are still in place today, continue to help as many people as possible. I will now be talking more about these programs, what they are, how they work, and who they affect.
When Johnson became president, he was determined to push for better success. He hoped that his federal programs would eliminate poverty and racial injustice. Johnson set up the Social Security program that provided unemployment insurance and the food stamp program that provided food purchasing assistance for low-income people. Two educational programs he created were Head Start and the Upward Bound. Head Start helped meet emotional, social, and health needs for children with low incomes. The Upward Bound provided better opportunities for attending college. A couple more programs he created was Medicaid, that focused on health coverage for the poor, and Medicare, that provided health coverage for the elderly. Johnson also expanded federal funding and public housing. On top of all the programs he created, he also pushed for the Voting Rights Act of 1965. This act prohibited racial discrimination in voting, but racial tensions seemed to increase instead of decrease. Like Jefferson once said, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. In conclusion, I fully support President Johnson and the programs he created. I believe in helping and providing for those who need it. Thank you. And remember, good people don't need laws to tell them to act responsibly, and bad people will find a way around the laws.